Most people believe that entrepreneurship is all about starting something new, an app, a startup in general, or just having a disruptive idea. But that's not necessarily the case, because there's entrepreneurship through acquisition, meaning acquiring an existing business with existing customers with revenue already, and then you scale it. Today we'll be talking about Bernard Arnault, who is one of the wealthiest men in the world. He didn't make his fortune launching something from zero, but through buying, networking, and growing existing businesses. His story is a masterclass for entrepreneurship through acquisition. And if you're thinking about buying a business within the next few months or the next few years, this is definitely a gold mine for you, and you can definitely benefit hugely from this video. Bernard Arnault was born in 1949 in France into a family which owned a civil engineering or construction business called Ferré-Savinel. After graduating from a university called École Polytechnique with a degree in engineering, he joined his father's business in 1971. He then convinced his father to move the company from industrial construction to real estate. By 1978, he became the president of the company of Ferré-Savinel. These early years were crucial for his development because he learned to manage a business, how to restructure assets, and how to negotiate deals. All fundamental skills if you want to get good in acquisitions. In the 1980s, Arnault began looking beyond construction and real estate. In 1984, his eyes fell on the troubled textile and retail conglomerate Bussac Saint Frères, which owned brands like Christian Dior. He actually then bought the company with the help of a banker and started to reorganize it. What's obviously key here is he didn't just start a fashion house. He bought something that was already existing with existing assets and value too, even though it was rather in trouble. He saw the potential in it, he bought it, he kept the part which he was convinced about, like Dior for example, and he sold or just shut down the rest. This is a textbook example for ETA. You look for undervalued assets, you buy it, you stabilize it, and then you optimize. In 1987, the merger of luxury goods groups created LVMH, Moet, Hennessy, Louis Vuitton, and by 1989, Arnault acquired a majority stake of the company and becoming German. From there, he added more and more brands to the LVMH portfolio. He acquired companies like Bulgari, Givenchy, or Celine over the next few decades. Here's why this matters for you. First, he bought brands with value, not just ideas. Second, he scaled globally, leveraging economies, brand equity, and distribution. And third, he continuously optimized operations and used his acquisitions to build more acquisitions on top of that. In other words, he bought the business, then improved it, then expanded it. That's the model. In order for you to see the lessons of this regarding your own entrepreneurial career, let's compare two paths. The first path is the startup route. You have an idea, you design a product, you're trying to find customers, you burn cash, and risk of failure is just extremely high. Second is you take the acquisition route. ETA. So basically you take over an existing business with existing customers, with revenue, with systems and processes already in place, and you stabilize it and you grow it in the long run. Arnault obviously chose the acquisition route. He didn't build Dior by himself, but he acquired or just bought it. He didn't build Louis Vuitton from nothing, he bought it and then scaled it. For someone like you who is really considering to owning a business, this really matters. It means you can reduce risk, accelerate ownership, and avoid a lot of the early stage headaches. Now back to LVMH. Since Arnault took over, the business grew dramatically. Under Arnault's leadership, it grew to a global luxury leader with hundreds of billions in value. Here are two short examples. After acquiring Bussac, he turned the company profitable in 1987 with earnings of 112 million US dollars and a revenue of 1.9 billion. By 2021, the group's value was estimated in the hundreds of billions of US dollars. These are definitely elite numbers, but the principle is this: buying and acquiring a business and then scaling and optimizing it can quite often be a better path than starting something from scratch. So what can you actually take from Arnault's story regarding your own entrepreneurship through acquisition journey? First, acquire a business with real value. Look for a company with great customers, cash flow and assets. Second, use your skills, be it sales, leadership, or organization in general. Arnault used his background in business and his ability to restructure to unlock value, and you can do that too. You might not buy global luxury houses, but you can structure deals in lots of different ways, be it seller financing, taking a credit from a bank, and so on and so forth. Fourth is scale and integrate. After the acquisition, it's not enough to just own. You have to improve, expand, and optimize. Fifth, think long term. Arnault's empire was not just built overnight. He had laid his bricks over decades, over a tremendously long period of time. You can buy something yourself within the next few months or the next few years, then improve it and therefore build wealth over the long run. Bernard Arnault is not just a luxury mogul. His story is a blueprint for entrepreneurship through acquisition. He didn't build Louis Vuitton or Dior from scratch. He acquired, built up, improved, scaled, and built enormous wealth for himself and his family. So if you are an aspiring entrepreneur, don't just ask yourself, what business could I start? But ask yourself, what business could I potentially buy and improve? All over the world, there's millions and millions of people ready for retirement, and someone has to take over their businesses. In general, I'm completely convinced that there is lots and lots of potential in entrepreneurship through acquisition, especially for the next 10 years. If you'd like to follow how I explore ETA myself, the skills I will build over the next few years, the deals I will consider, then feel free to subscribe and let's learn together. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.